The oil and gas sector is at a crossroads, and for Derek Evans, the way out is through decarbonization.
So to me, it's a natural step in the evolution of the oil and gas business.
Like Canada itself, MEG Energy aims to achieve net zero emissions by 2050. For Evans, the only realistic path includes carbon capture.
It's the single biggest lever that we have to pull to actually start to decarbonize. This is a technology that exists today. This is one that we could put in the field.
In one sense, carbon capture is the most direct solution to the emissions problem. Simply return the carbon to the earth. As fossil fuels are burned, instead of being released into the air, the CO2 is chemically isolated and captured, then compressed and sent via pipeline to a location to be stored underground. Globally, there are more than 24 such facilities, but Canada is home to some of the largest and most advanced, including the Boundary Dam in Saskatchewan, the Quest facility near Edmonton, and the Alberta Carbon Trunk Line. And it's near Christina Lake, Alberta, where MEG Energy hopes to erase most of its own emissions. The biggest barrier for Evans? The endless political fighting over the carbon tax, a clear price on emissions that incentivizes future planning.
For anybody to undertake a carbon capture and storage project, they're going to want to know that there is going to be a contractually set price of carbon that they can take to the bank and say, look, we want to build this project. That sort of uncertainty has been a big problem for people in the business that wanted to move forward on carbon capture and storage.
And while critics point to its high cost and long timelines, the federal budget introduced a corporate tax credit for carbon capture. It's just a fraction of the $30 billion in funding that Alberta is asking Ottawa for in the coming years. Do you think that there's a real shift when it comes to the oil and gas sector in Alberta?
Oh, there's a palpable shift. The urgency to get after doing more on the carbon file has definitely increased. You're seeing large portions of the oil and gas sector saying this is something we need to turn our attention to, and we need to agitate and get in front of government and say this is how we can achieve your Paris Accord goals.
Was there something specific that changed your view on this?
I'd say the specific piece was frustration. It was frustration that we have continued to talk about this, and our children are going to hang us up by the thumbs for our lack of action on this file. We need to chart that path forward, and we need to chart it in an aggressive fashion.
Carbon capture is no magic bullet, but in the long road to net zero, it's becoming harder to see a way forward without it.